Their very first training.
So you're looking at, this is a great spot to look at. This is where the landscape where the two flying columns are operating through, like. We're just wanting to show you what the lads are up against, Davy. This was one of the main military barracks in South Tipperary, Cahir. And you can see this is the original gate. So, like, Cahir was was basically where the Munster horse unit, the name of them now exactly, I'll think of it in a minute, the South Munster Irish Horse of the British Army were stationed here. So that's another thing that the flying column and the IRA were up against, is that the British Army were on horseback, so they could also go across fields at speed, following the boys, like, you know, which happened on a number of occasions. But there's a famous escape that happened here up there. I'll show you the spot in a minute, but an IRA member called Patrick Keane, he was arrested following a shootout in Knockgraffin at Dags, and he was brought through that gate there, and he managed to escape over the wall. And it's described in his witness statement, where as he was getting over the wall, he got cut with glass that was sticking up from the top of the wall, and actually in places further down the wall you can actually see there's still glass sticking up out of these walls. But I just find when you stand in front of the likes of this, you can it's a little bit intimidating to think that you know, the high walls are there for a reason, and this is where the British Army would have been coming out after, with the TANs and the RSC would have been leaving here to go on search operations against the local population, terrorising the locals basically, you know. And a lot of good men went through these gates, and some of them didn't come out these gates, and some of them then never came out the same again. Like, you know, the treatment they got was horrendous, you know.
Yeah, so there would have been glass.
Yeah,
up at the top of these walls here. It's probably put there on purpose as a safety feature, I suppose, was it?
Oh yeah, to stop lads from escaping, because they'd have had prisoners here, like, you know.
Yeah.
There was a gate there that's blocked up. So another way you'll even see it still in some of those military barracks. They have a side gate that people can walk in. There's another one there as well, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But these would have been heavily protected, and hence you have your spy holes and your turret places for guns to be put out, like, you know.
Yeah.
So if you look, just walk over here there, you can see. So like, look at the height of the wall, like, and that's running the whole way around. So the British Empire, there was some amount of wealth that they had. You know, they could build military installations like this deep in South Tipperary, and of course after the Fenian Rising, the RIC and the TANs and the British Army in Tipperary, they made sure that they flooded the area with men, because they wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be another uprising, because in every generation Tipperary has risen.
Yeah.
You know, it generally, if there's something going down with the Republic movement, there's always Tipperary men involved, which I'm proud to say, you know.
Yeah. And just as what you were saying there about how much money they had to invest in this stuff, like, we're out in South Tipperary now, rural Ireland, like, and the size of this, it's a proper fortress, like.
Oh yeah, this is a fortress, like, and they did this all over the world, like, and even up to recent times they've been in they go to places like Afghanistan and this, and like, they're basically going into a country and they're occupying it, and they're you know, these walls are there for a reason, like, keep the natives out, and any ones they captured, keep them in. So yeah, they had the power and the wealth, and they protected that. They're big landlords that had the land, and they were there to protect those people and to make sure that the croppies lay down, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, as in Wexford, the croppies, you know. And yeah, but the Fenian movement, it's when you stand here in front of this, you're proud that they're gone out of here, like. Then you had the Civil War, which you know, was it really sad to when you look at that, Davy. Irishman against Irishman, but I boil it down to one simple thing: principles. Principles. You know, a lot of lads would not bend the knee and swear loyalty to the same people, the Crown forces, foreign monarch that had caused all this, and it was a step too far. And most of the Tipperary IRA didn't sign up to the treaty; they were against it, bar a couple of big exceptions. But you're travelling now in the countryside when Liam Lynch was in the final days of the Civil War. This is where Liam Lynch was looked after, you know, and he's still regarded as a hero here. I'm on that committee, proud to say I'm on that committee. I laid the wreath last year for our 100th-year anniversary up in the Knockmill Downs, and he's still revered here by the locals, and he always will be. But you know, he led the IRA, and unfortunately then he was shot by some of his own Irishmen. There's some sad stories about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But just to show you on that point about the size of this military barracks, it's like a fortress, right? It's like something you'd see in a city, but it's far from a city we're in now, Tom, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
totally.
We're in the middle of the countryside, like, you know.
There's the Galties up there, so you're in an area like the song, the Galtee Mountain Boy. This is where the boys, this was their main home area, you know, and the columns crossed here, and I'm bringing you, the next place we're going is, you're going to be actually walking on a boreen that all those great men walked on, and it hasn't changed in 100 years.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fantastic. Gilbert Potter, who was executed by the IRA, is buried. See where those trees are over there?
Yeah.
He's over there, in that graveyard there.
Oh.
And I won't bring you there, Davey.
Okay, we'll go on to the next spot, will we?